In the heart of a bustling city, the clock struck midnight, and the last train of the night was about to depart from the old, dimly lit station. The platform was nearly empty, save for a few weary travelers and a solitary figure sitting on a bench, clutching a tattered backpack. Her name was Clara, a young woman in her 20s with a determined look in her eyes. As Clara waited, she noticed a man pacing back and forth at the edge of the platform. He wore a long, dark coat, and his face was obscured by the shadows. There was something unsettling about him, but Clara couldn't quite put her finger on it. She tried to ignore him, focusing instead on the rhythmic sound of the approaching train. Suddenly, the man stopped and turned to her. "Are you waiting for someone?" he asked, his voice low and gravelly. "No," Clara replied, feeling a chill run down her spine. "Just catching the last train home." The man stepped closer, his eyes glinting in the dim light. "You shouldn't be out here alone at this hour. It's not safe." Clara raised an eyebrow, her instincts kicking in. "I can take care of myself, thanks." He chuckled, a sound that sent shivers through her. You'd be surprised how quickly things can change. Before she could respond, the train screeched to a halt, its doors sliding open with a hiss. Clara hesitated, glancing back at the man, who now wore a serious expression. "Listen," he said, stepping closer. "You need to get on this train. Trust me." Clara weighed her options. She could ignore him and board the train, or she could listen to his warning. Something in his voice compelled her to take him seriously. She stepped back, allowing the man to board first. As they entered the train, the doors slid shut behind them. The carriage was nearly empty, save for a few other passengers scattered throughout. Clara took a seat near the window, while the man sat across from her. "What's your name?" she asked, trying to break the tension. "Call me Sam," he replied, his eyes scanning the carriage. "And you should know, this train doesn't go where you think it does." Clara frowned, confusion washing over her. "What do you mean? It's just a train home." Sam leaned forward, his voice barely above a whisper. "This train is a gateway. It can take you to places you never imagined, but it also has a way of revealing truths you might not be ready to face." Before she could respond, the train jolted and the lights flickered. Clara felt a strange sensation, as if the world outside was shifting. She glanced out the window and gasped. The familiar cityscape was gone, replaced by a dark, twisted version of her hometown. "What's happening?" she exclaimed, panic rising in her chest. Sam's expression softened. "This is your chance, Clara. You can confront your fears, your regrets, but you have to choose to face them." Clara's heart raced as memories flooded her mind. Lost opportunities, friendships that faded, and the weight of expectations. She realized that the journey ahead was not just a physical one, but a chance to confront the shadows of her past. As the train continued to rattle along the tracks, Clara took a deep breath. "Okay," she said, determination filling her voice. "I'm ready to face whatever comes next." The train slowed to a stop, and the doors opened to a dark, foggy platform. Clara looked at Sam, who nodded encouragingly. With newfound courage, she stepped off the train, ready to embrace the unknown and confront the truths she had long avoided. In that moment, Clara understood that the journey was just beginning, and she was no longer afraid. The last train home had taken her to a place of transformation, where she could reclaim her story and shape her future.